And oil is useful because it burns. It's a hydrocarbon. It is concentrated solar power. That's what oil is concentrated solar power. This is why solar power is so stupid, because it's not concentrated at the solar cell enough to make it do anything useful except maybe run a house. You can't run a freight train on solar because there's not enough power there. There's not enough sunlight falling on a square meter of the earth at any given time to add up to a power source. But if sunlight falls on millions of square miles of area and shit grows as a result of that, and then it dies, and then it gets buried and is eventually, after hundreds of millions of years, turned into oil. Now we got concentrated sunlight, and that's what oil is. And that's why it's valuable, because it burns and it stores BTUs. But the answers to these mathematical questions, what do they do that I need done? That's my question.
I think it's trying to address the way that money is currently handled. So money is currently defined from the bank's perspective as an entry in a database.
Right. That's absolutely true.
Right?
It's really not any different than Bitcoin at this point, because what we have done to money in the past 75 years is to make it a ledger line entry, not an actual thing. That's why it's a fiat currency.
Right, and that's where this whole thing comes from. That's why Satoshi Nakamoto wrote this white paper, was to address
He's just inventing another fiat currency.
That's decentralized. That's the only difference.
That's the only difference.
The answer that you're looking for is the answers to the equations provide no value. You just agree to it.
But the thing is, you can't decentralize a currency unless you can trust the ledger, and you can't trust some random ledger that's just around. It's the math. That's the reason I was describing the sort of the mathematical proof aspect. That's its reliability engine. Mm-hmm. That's how you can say that this is different than Bank of America's ledger.
Right.
Because Bank of America's ledger
can manipulate their ledger.
They can manipulate it. It's closed. We can't see it.
The Fed just creates numbers.
Yeah.
And that's what money is now.
Yeah.
And you're saying that Bitcoin, beyond what the process that has already been defined is, can't just be created.
Right. So it's some very clever people that understand there's like three fundamental elements to this. There's understanding economics, understanding cryptography, which is advanced mathematics, and understanding computer science. All three to a deep level, which is, most of those are beyond me and beyond most people, I think. But that
certainly beyond me. So
they're clever enough to utilize these modern technologies to say, like, look, if we're going to use records, and we have the internet now with which to share these records, and money is going to be recorded digitally anyways, let's do it in a way that works for us.
Right.
And let's do it in a way that can't be manipulated.
If we're going to use a fiat currency, let's have a damn good one.
Sure.
That's what it seems like to me as a guy who doesn't know shit about this. Right?
Yeah, it's what it looks like to me on the outside.
But the big question in my mind is what, and to your point, Rip, is the grid goes down. I mean, are we just going to be okay with the fact that we're all fucked and that's gone?
This is the whole thing at the bottom line. Apparently Bitcoin exists as a program running on computers all over the world.
Yeah.
If the internet goes down, it's gone.
Yeah.
If the internet goes down and you can't get to your Bitcoin, where does supper come from?
That's a problem.
It's a giant problem.
And it's kind of a problem as money is right now.
Right. Yeah, it's the same thing. If you can't, and that's why cash is preferable.